What kind of a TV can be called large? Well, it won't be surprising if I say that it depends. Depends on the size of our room and our viewing distance, but also on our preferences. I think everyone will agree though that 100-inch TV sounds big, right? So far, such large diagonals have been a domain of projectors, but last year something started to change. Large and affordable TVs began to appear in stores, and this 100-inch Hisense U7KQ is a perfect example. This TV is available in most retail stores for less than $4,500, and if you place an order, the next day you will have a big box like this delivered to your house. What is inside and how does it look? You will find out in today's unboxing. The TV is not heavy as it weighs only 100 kilos, so I decided to see if I could assemble it safely with Kasia as a helper. Okay then, let's move on to unpacking. First, we cut the straps securing the package from the outside, and then we remove the plastic clips. The carton box opens to two sides and we see the screen in its full glory. We remove the protective styrofoam, remembering that the upper ones contain all the accessories. We have two solid legs that form the base of the TV here. The rest of the accessories are completely typical and the size of the screen doesn't affect them. Here we have the instructions that no one reads anyway, so we put it aside. A remote control, a power cord and a cable that is an adapter for an analog composite video connector along with stereo sound. If someone would like to connect, for example, a VCR or other old-fashioned piece of equipment, this is the way to go. But I warn you that an SD picture played in analog on a 100-inch TV will be a complete disaster. Now the more difficult part, the assembly of the base. In general, an LCD TV should not be tilted after unpacking to avoid causing internal tensions that can crack the matrix. So ideally, you should lift the screen above the ground and attach the legs vertically, which of course is impossible without more people to help. The least dangerous method in this situation is to lay it off on a flat surface, such as a large table covered with blankets. If we do this by first tilting it and resting it gently on the edge and then sliding it in, as you can see in the video, it should work without any problems. The important thing is to reach a flat position as soon as possible, which provides the most support points. Generally, this is not a method that I will recommend to you, but for me it has worked many times. Just remember not to catch the matrix too deeply when supporting the screen. The TV has such foams on the sides, which are safe to touch as they prevent point pressure that can be harmful for the matrix. Each of the legs should be affixed using two screws, so assembly takes literally tens of seconds and we can get down to removing the foil wrapping. I will note right away that this TV doesn't have a protective film on the matrix, so a bare screen does not at all mean that someone unpacked it before. Such a protective layer is only on the frame around the matrix. Now that we have everything unpacked, let's talk about how the TV looks. It definitely has to be said that it features high build quality. The base is made of brushed aluminum. Everything is well fitted and looks premium. The TV is definitely not one of the very slim ones, as its depth is about 8.5 cm. This is understandable for such a large size. The remote control looks modern and fits well in the hand. The layout of the basic buttons in it is quite typical. There are also shortcut buttons for the most popular streaming apps. The most important connectors are routed out to the left side, while other to the rear. The U7KQ has two full-fledged HDMI 2.1 connectors, with one of them being an audio return channel to which we connect an external audio system. This means that if we enrich our system with a soundbar, we will unfortunately be left with only one 2.1 port for connecting a console. The other two HDMI ports accept a maximum 4K 60Hz signal. Time for the first lunch. Traditionally, for Hisense TV, we are greeted by the proprietary VIDA system. The initial setup wizard takes a few minutes at most. In order to take advantage of all the TV's features, it's worth registering and accepting all the regulations, which will be skipped in this video. The appearance of the system is, as we can see, in line with the current trends in interface design. The home screen resembles Google TV, so everyone should find their way around it. The horizontal lists show content recommendations for the user and the apps in which we can view them. Unfortunately, some of them, which are quite relevant, are missing at the moment. I'm referring, for example, to HBO Max. These apps have been commissioned for implementation, however, it's difficult to estimate when this will happen. The speed of the system, however, is a big advantage. We can also easily connect to the TV wirelessly, both from Windows via Miracast and via AirPlay. There is also a Bluetooth connection function, just like a portable speaker, which can facilitate playing music, for example, during a meeting with friends. I left the most interesting topic, that is answering the question of the size of the TV, for the very end. How big of a room will be appropriate to fit it? As I said in the introduction, this matter is completely subjective and typical preferences tend to change over the years. Therefore, relying too much on people's opinion found on internet is not very wise. It's better to establish what effect we want to achieve. A home theater? Or we just need a screen for watching TV. If we place this display in a large living room at a distance of about 3.5 meters from the couch, it will form a cinema-sized image, and I don't think that anyone will say that it's too big. I watch the projector screen, which is even 30 inches bigger, from a similar distance at home. This gives an effect of immersion in the image, so even a bigger screen would fit well. My opinion is that 100 inches in a bigger living room will appeal to everyone. On the other hand, if I did something controversial with this screen, for example, put it in a 20 square meter bedroom, which can mimic an undersized living room, you know what I'll tell you? It still looks good, although I sit less than 2.5 meters from the screen now. It feels like sitting in the middle row in a movie theater. It is sensational for watching movies. Yet, some news programs or other TV channels will probably look bad. So my opinion is that even for a small apartment, a 100-inch screen is just fine if you want to get a cinema effect. There's no need to be afraid of these inches. The limit might be a distance of 2 meters from this screen, as in 4K we might start seeing the individual pixels. However, when it comes to the topic of image quality, it's quite broad and I'll be happy to cover it in another episode dedicated to the test of the U7KQ model. It's worth mentioning that the 100-inch variant will continue in production throughout 2024 and the smaller diagonal will soon be replaced by a new model, that is the U7NQ. If you would like to purchase this TV, I leave you a link to the website offering it for a good price in the description of the video. Hisense is not the only manufacturer of such large TVs. We can also find the 98-inch Samsung Q80C and the TCL C805 at a similar price on the market. There's also the Sony X90L, although this one is 30% more expensive. If you find this topic interesting, please leave a comment below and I will test it for you this year. That's all for today. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss out.